as consistency goes, but some motivation would be fucking very nice. Because at some point you're just running on fumes and sheer stubbornness. And ever since I felt kind of sick, I'm sorry, like a month ago, during my vacation, I talked about my previous video. Even before that, but especially after that, I have just not been feeling well, and I don't have any type of energy. Today was one day where I actually felt energized. It's a mixture of just mental fatigue and like physically I have not been the healthiest, I guess. I have not been exercising, like, I don't know. I do try my best to exercise, to stretch, to do my fucking routine, but the reason I'm speaking so fast is just because I want to get this video out of the way, because otherwise I'm gonna get tired of even doing that, and if I don't finish it, I might just lose interest and then delete it, and then that's already happened a couple of times. So there's that. There are other things going on that I don't want to talk about just now, because again, it's like a longer video. But I forgot to add a couple of things in my previous video about like how weird this stretch of just unlucky occurrences and weird stuff going on in my life has been. Actually, before we went on this vacation where I felt sick all the time, even before that, shit was already going south in like such weird ways. When we booked to go on this damn vacation, biggest mistake ever, but right after that happened, I was just so exhausted. I felt like absolute shit all the day. I have been like the doctors and this and that and working, and I have been just exhausted, and then we were making this decision, and then we booked, and I was already so down, so I basically slept, and then I had no energy to pack, and everything was just so fucking stressful. And we've decided to extend our daughter's stay in the daycare that day by an hour, so she would be staying until 4 instead of 3 as she usually does. And I asked my mother to pick her up and just basically she lives right next to the daycare center, I guess, building. So I asked her to pick my daughter up and just, chill with her for an hour or so until my boyfriend comes to pick her up, just to buy some extra time, to pack. And I was really not feeling well. I just needed to collect all my mental energy just to concentrate and remember the things that you need to pack, because it's not just us adults, it's a baby, we need to take care of her, we need to make sure she has everything that she needs, that we have taken every like medication that might be needed and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I asked my mother, and she's like, yeah, no problem. Bitch, tell me why at 4 the daycare calls and my mother did not show up. Like, I can't believe I forgot to tell this story, because it just, like, it adds on to the whole bullshit story of just me being out of luck, like, every second of every day. That was just, like, just completely like, those people want to go home and stuff like that. So already I'm worrying that my daughter is like, asking herself where we're at. Obviously she's too young to understand that it's time to go, and she likes her daycare, so I'm not worrying about her like wanting to go home, but I'm worrying about, the people working there being on edge and angry with us and stuff like that, and how this energy might affect, my daughter and stuff like that, and being paranoid. But not only that, but I'm fucking asking myself, where the fuck is my mother? Like, my mother would never do that. Like, if she says that she's gonna do something, she's gonna do it, and especially if it concerns, a child. So I'm getting immediately so fucking worried out of my mind. And like, that's what I do. I stress myself out completely, because part of me is always like superstitiously afraid that things are gonna get worse if I am not worried enough. I'm like, my whole life I'm trying to work on that, because it's very unhealthy, and I really put myself through the ringer emotionally thinking this way, and I am doing better as far as that goes in small things. I'm not getting myself worked up over small things so much, but when it's something important and big, I fall back into my old ways, and so I immediately get like so worried out of my mind. It's just a subconscious thing. I think it's kind of like when you let all kinds of horror scenarios run through your brain, the reality will not hit as hard because it's not as bad as you expected, you know what I mean? But you can play that shit with very deep emotional things because you really stress yourself out. This is something, the second my daughter was born, I was like, no, we're not gonna do that, because when it's about my daughter, like, the stress level is uncomparable to anything else. I'm not about to make it even harder for myself, but when it's anything else, I tend to do that shit still. So I immediately was like so on edge and worried, and I'm calling my father, and my father is like, she says she went to get, your daughter. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where is my mother? I'm calling her. She's not responding. She left her phone at home. Thank God my father had enough sense to tell me that, because I would be even more worried why she isn't answering her phone. But at least I knew she forgot it, as she often does. So I'm confused beyond belief. I'm calling my sister. She's none the wiser. Now she's worried. My boyfriend, of course, had to, because he also went to sleep. We're both so fucking exhausted. He had to jump up and immediately drive to the daycare to pick my daughter up. So we're just, our plans are ruined. And now we have all this stress to deal with, and it's just like we're embarrassed, and I feel this tension headache coming in, coming on stronger and stronger, and I'm just so exhausted already that this just made me just fall down on the couch outside, and I just laid down, and I just couldn't even move. My headache was growing noticeably at every second, and I could not believe. And I'm talking to my sister. She can't find my mother anywhere in the house, so she's not in the house. My boyfriend drove all the way to daycare, which is exactly the way to my parents' house, and also after he picked my daughter up, he drove to my parents' house. My mother is nowhere to be seen. Now I'm thinking, okay, there's this other way that she could have walked, but at this point she would have already arrived. This is not reachable by car. It's kind of a shortcut got, so my boyfriend could not check, and now we're just like trying to understand where the fuck could she be. There's this other thing that just added on a lot of stress, because in my previous video I talked about how our cat got lost and we spent 2 weeks searching for her, grieving, stressed out of our minds and worried and just sick from worry. And then she ended up being dead, and like we went through so many emotions and so much false hope and so much, you know what I mean. And now, and ever since then I have had this feeling that this place where we currently reside is just like wicked, and I don't know, not evil or cursed or anything, but just like I spent 2 weeks every day searching through every nook and cranny in that place, and I got way too familiar with it and all these like outs and abouts of it. And now every time I walk through every corner of that area, it just reminds me of this like very dark feeling of just doom, like searching for our family cat, which we love so much, and like so much grief is connected to all of it. And now my mother has disappeared, and of course it's not like, you know, it's not like those situations are in any way connected, but it just, my psyche doesn't care about that. My psyche immediately drew this conclusion subconsciously, and it made me sick to my stomach, you know. Even though logically, of course, I understood that it's, you know, nothing about the previous situation with the cat is in any way telling about what might happen now. Immediately my brain just went through like the whole thing with the cat, but imagining my mother went missing, and oh my Cobra. And it all happened very fast, all within like 20 minutes or 30 minutes tops. At this point my boyfriend is back with my daughter. My mother is not here. I'm like crying now. Every time I cry I get a headache because of, you know, the muscles on your forehead contracting. Like every time my muscles around my head tense up, I get a headache. So yeah, I already feel like absolute shit. I'm running a slight fever and stuff like that, so whatever. And then my mother fucking calls me. When I tell you I ran to pick up that phone so quick, I was like, Mom, where are you? Are you okay? And she's like, I'm so sorry. I forgot what time it was. I was in the garden, gardening and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, I cannot believe you. Like, I tried, because obviously I'd rather it be something stupid like that. I was, of course, relieved. But at the same time, I was like disappointed in her. Why the fuck would you just not care to look at the time where you have to pick up a child from daycare? Like, that's your goal, to be more vigilant. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something you just forget, or like where you don't look at the watch. What the fuck? But I was just like, you know, I'm just happy that you're here and whatever. We're worried sick and stuff like that, but I did not, you know, give her a hard time over it. She was like already very sad and embarrassed, but like she had this like, she was visibly upset, and I knew that she like cares about my daughter very much, and she really does want to be the best grandmother she wants to be, and she has always been this way to my sister's kids and now to my daughter. Like, I have no complaints or whatever. But she had this like, you know, well, you're just gonna have to forgive me on this one, like this type of like, she said something like that, and I was just like, ew, you know, just, you don't have to like, I don't know, but whatever. So I still was semi-emergency. I really needed that moment to pack my fucking daughter's things, my boyfriend things. Like, he can pack his own shit, but everything else, I'd rather be the one to pack, because, how men pack. Like, you can't trust a man to pack for a fucking vacation. No way. So I was just, so stressed. So it ended up just with me being so exhausted afterwards that at night I just sweated bullets. So I just really wanted to tell this story because I totally fucking forgot about that. And also, I was on my period. Also forget to add that part to the story. So, like, it's the small things, but it's just like the amount of them that's all accumulated into one, like, big doozy. But as far as what I'm, up to and how I'm doing, I have recently, like 2 days ago, this weekend basically, Friday to Sunday, my friends and I, with our kids, we went to this like little weekend escape. We booked like a hostel, but like a nice one. It's more for school trips than anything, but we always stayed in those places when we were younger, always going on these like trips and stuff like that. And so now we were just very nostalgic, and it was right up our alley, so we booked that shit and we took our kids with us. And every family basically had this like 4-person room, which is a small room, 2 bunk beds. We had a toilet and a shower in every room, which was very nice. We really had a great fucking time, like a great time. The kids played with each other. We had, energy and time to talk to each other as adults. Like, we are friends, and our kids are now friends. So it was just amazing. Like, I always love when everyone comes together, and the kids are now at this perfect age where they do actually play together, and you can sit down and relax a little bit. Obviously, every 5 minutes your kid will come to you and ask for something or complain about like how they got into a fight with each other and whatever, but it's still like cool and to parent together and see how other people live and parent their kids, and it was very nice for all of us. What I was actually very pleasantly, not surprised per se, but like, it was very nice to see that all of our guys are very good hands-on dads. Like, they did have more free time compared to us girls away from the kids. They did stay up until like 1:30 at night, and we girls went to sleep with our children. But it wasn't that bad. Like, they were really involved, and they were parenting their kids. They were like feeding them, talking to them, and explaining shit to them when they were having a tantrum. And we're all like parenting our children very similarly. We're all doing gentle parenting. Some of us are like even more gentle than I am, and I already consider myself like a very gentle parent. Some kids are very spoiled. My daughter is like not as spoiled because I can get strict when she's obviously fucking with me and giving me like a hard time and not listening to me, even though she knows better. I will be strict, but I'll never be like menacing or threatening or whatever. It's all like me just telling her that she has to listen to me and stuff like that. I'm not her friend, I'm her parent. But 80% of the time I'm always very, very like kind and gentle and loving to her, and I make sure to always listen to her with like a lot of, with a very active engagement when she's telling me something and stuff like that, even if I have to pretend like that I'm interested in whatever she has to show me. But I really make sure she feels very loved, and it was nice to just experience other people around me do that with their children. It was nice to like have my daughter interact with other people's kids and to interact with my friends and stuff like that. We're all just parenting together as a commune. It was very nice. I love that. We went on like little trips. We sat around the fireplace with the kids. Like, it was nice. We had some nice experiences. We made like a dance off for the kids where they could dance their little asses off, and they sure did. Like, oh my god, those kids, they party way harder than we ever did back in the day. Like, those people, those little Pokemons, like, they go fucking crazy, bro. It was so funny. I actually caught the little fuckers standing next to the hand sanitizer thingy and like basically sniffing fucking hand sanitizer. I don't know whose idea that was. It was like one of the older kids, I guess. There were like two girls, 7-ish years old with us, but the rest of us, we were like all 3-year-olds basically. So yeah, it was very funny. And yeah, I don't know, it was just a great way to spend time with my girlfriends, and the guys were there, and I'm like friends with the guys too, and it's just, yeah, amazing energy, amazing time together. I don't know, good vibes, and we really should do this again. And I think that is just also in our best interest. Like, it's not really going out of our way to do that because it is easier. The parenting kind of gets easier like this when everyone is just all around us. Like, some of us can sit down while like two of us would be like herding the group of the kids around the playground, and the rest of us can just chill and stuff like that. So we were like, having turns, watching the kids. No one had to tell anybody anything. It was just intuitively like working. And I don't know. I also, it was like an hour away from where we lived, very close. And Tina, the girl that, all my story times are heavily involving, she also went on a trip with her daughter, who is like 7-ish. Don't remember exact age. It's her youngest daughter. So she asked us to, give her and her daughter a ride, because she went there without her husband, who stayed back with the other two kids, basically the other two older boys. So we spent an hour or so in the car together, and we were so like reminiscing about our past. And it's not like we never see each other. We do see each other, but something just moved us to talk about our past and to remember like Gus and Jean and Sam and Melanie, and just to talk about those people and how tragic Melanie is at the moment, how her life is just in shambles, and she's a severe alcoholic and in an abusive relationship, or like sleeping with married men, and then she got beat up by those men's like wives or whatever. It's just, I don't know what's happening in there, but it was just very sad to hear that shit. It really made me sad. And I'm yet to post the video that really talks about Melanie more. I have just briefly mentioned her. It was nice to talk to Tina and to spend the weekend with her. Yeah. She does drink a lot too, though. Like, she does drink a lot. She really can't talk about Melanie because she can down like 7 beers kind of having a fight with my boyfriend where I don't speak to him over something that he did. It wasn't anything like terrible, but I'm just not talking to him, and he's not apologizing to me. He's just being nice to me and doing everything that he needs to do, and but he's not even going out of his way to make peace with me, because he's like emotionally he's just so incapable of like talking through shit, and I don't plan on talking to him until he comes up to me. So being parents and working and stuff like that, it's never possible for us to even be together. Like today, we were never alone. It was always like him sleeping off his work night. He worked graveyard shift this week, and then we were with our daughter, and then he just put her to bed hella late, and then just went to work immediately right after. So we won't even get a chance to talk the whole week, and it's been this weekend already, so we spent like the whole weekend together and we did not talk. He went up to me before that, hugged me, and he was like, wanna make up? And I'm like, just for the trip. And he was like, okay. And we were basically just talking when it was necessary, and I just didn't even talk to him the whole time. So here's that, but I don't really want to get into that shit. I'm not in the mood, and I feel very numb about that shit. But yeah, and the other thing that really made me sad this weekend is, it might sound silly for someone, but it's not silly to me. There's this YouTuber called King Cobra JFS, Josh Saunders. He's like he was kind of a lolcal YouTuber. But as far as lolcals go, you know, those people where you can just milk lols out of them because they really are easily manipulated, and they react to being trolled, and you can just get them to do certain things. Like, this is why they're called lolcals. And there's like Amberlynn Reed and other people like that, but they're for the most part not good people. Like, you know, Germany has a very, very famous one, Drachenlord, and then there's like Foodie Beauty. You know, those people are not good people. Like, some of them are really terrible, terrible people, so it's easy to laugh at them. But King Cobra, he was different. He did say some, uncalled for shit or whatever, and he is not like, oh my god, I keep saying, he wasn't like perfect or anything, but he had a good soul. He was a pure spirit. I feel like he was just like autistic and kind of low IQ, and he had a oppositional defiance disorder or something like that, and he had that most definitely, and it just led to him like leading this like quote unquote rock star lifestyle where he would drink a lot and smoke a lot, and he inhaled like glue or whatever the fuck else, and he ate like shit. He ate spoiled food. He ate like some mixtures of food that is just so unhealthy, all this processed fatty shit, and he really did not take care about his health in the slightest. Like, his health has been going downhill forever, and he's exactly my age. He's like a month older or younger than I am. I think younger. But he was cute. Like, whenever he made you laugh, it was malicious. Like, it was just funny. Like, the compilation videos of him are just funny, and he's so sweet. Like, there's just something innocent and sweet about him, and it's more the contrast of his like view of himself as this like gothic bad boy, and just this cute childish aura that he really has. That was kind of funny, you know. He's clueless fall emotionally and spiritually and physically as far as they could, reach the absolute rock bottom, and he still stayed a nice, decent guy. Like, and yeah, I have found out on that trip this weekend that he has passed away, and it really made me fucking sad. I just feel so sad for him. Like, he did not deserve that. Like, he was such a sweet soul trapped in this like brain that misfired and made him live his life a certain way, and it wasn't his fault. And his dad had to find his body, and his dad recorded this heartbreaking video. Like, just I've watched this guy for years, and I really feel bad. Like, I just feel like I can't talk about it to anybody. I told my boyfriend that because he knows that I like this guy. We had like watched our fair share of videos and laughed at him. Like, but again, like laughing, not like maliciously, but just this guy was kind of unintentionally hilarious. I know it's bad. Like, I know it's mean, but and like the first thing I did was run to those compilation channels. I guess one of them is Seizure Robot 9000. I think this guy is hella fucking talented. He has a very nice, great personality, and his sense of humor is very funny. He's like so fucking funny. I love his channel, and he always was like nice to Josh, and he never, like, you could see that he wants Josh to do well, and he was never like going for the jugular, you know. And then there's this other channel, Bite Size Cobra. Basically, he just cuts down the nonsense that Cobra used to post, like 4-hour videos of him doing nothing. He did the God's work, but like of watching those videos and cutting them down bite size, so the best parts are in it. And he actually you know, that's what I'm talking about, this like hilarious shit. He actually like has more subscribers than Cobra and shit like that. Like, King Cobra was no fucking Christian piece of shit. He's actually like a decent guy, and I ran to those channels just to see if that's true and what they have to say. And those guys were both like fucking depressed and heartbroken, you know, probably feeling like all kinds of emotions and guilty as fuck. Like, those guys have watched like thousands of hours of King Cobra's videos. They probably feel like it's their friend, their brother. Like, I can't imagine what those guys are going through. And yeah, it's just sad. Like, so many people are alive that don't fucking deserve it. Like, that actively harm people, hate people, that have hearts of just darkness. And then there's this one dude that has had such a rough life, like, and he just died because his health just gave up, you know, gave up. His body could not take the abuse anymore. I feel so bad, like, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about those things. That there are other things going on in my life. Like, I'm again not talking to my best friend. Like, we aren't fighting. We're not talking. Like, we're just not best friends anymore because she disappeared on me again and like stopped reaching out. And I already know how it's gonna be, and I just stopped reaching out to her too, and it just never happened for like over a month. So I let the situation go, and my other friend has done exactly the same thing. Even though they don't even like interact, they know each other, but there's nothing, like no friendship or contact between them, but they still both did the same fucking thing. And I'm just like, I'm processing those things much better than I used to, but my subconscious is still going through this I mean? So it's eating away at me, even though I don't let it like reach the upper layers of my brain and I suppress it, but because I don't want to fucking be sad all the time, you know what I mean? Like, I have processed those feelings previously. I just let those people back into my life countless times, and that's on me. And at some point you're just at fault yourself because you let certain things happen. But then again, I think I kind of made a new friend. Probably I've met this girl through a friend that just recently moved to our country. She has recently had a baby. She's, she needs new friends, and she's going through, the rough patches of life with a year-old, and you know what I mean, being in a different country. And I just wanted to take her under my wing because that's just what I naturally want to do for people. I enjoy doing that. I understand the plight of wanting to have a friend group and loneliness. And so I have been always notifying this girl about what's going on with my group of friends and stuff like that. I've been introducing her, inviting her over, and recently she even by chance got kind of invited to our family function, and she met my mother and my dad and my sister and her husband, everyone basically, and we spent a lot of time together, and her husband was there. And when I first met him, I was kind of I felt like he was kind of, I don't even know, I did not like him for some reason, but he ended up being such a nice guy, and I was so happy to be wrong. And that day my mother, again, by not thinking with her head, ended up injuring her foot, and this guy actually drove her to the doctor at night, which was very nice of him to do. And thank God my mother's foot was fine, because I was really worried, and that would have been another shit thing to happen. But God saved us this time around and blessed us with that situation not being as bad as it could have been. Thank God. So happy for that. But so it was kind of cool hanging out with this girl. And then we just both went on our vacations separately, whatever. But I don't know, I always have this feeling I just know that something's gonna not work out, as it always does. I don't know, I keep imagining her saying something homophobic and shit like that. That would be just off the wall, and I would be like, ew, and I would be just catching an ick, you know what I mean? I'm afraid to ask at this point. I'm even afraid to broach any type of subject, because people are really evil these days, and you never know what kind of evil lurks in someone's brain. But whatever, let's just hope. But I'm not imagining myself friendship marrying this girl, you know what I mean? I know for a fact that I don't think I will ever have a friend for life that will be just as I want it to be. I have given up at this point. I have high expectations, because I am able to be a friend that you could expect a lot of. But I don't think people are doing that nowadays, and it's fine. It's whatever. There's probably some person out there that would have loved to be my friend, and I have been not engaging with them the way they deserved, and I don't even know it because they were silent about it. Same way I'm always silent and never expressing shit. So it's whatever. But whatever. Today I have my first productive day in forever, for some reason, and I really tried to do whatever chores I could, and I'm going on a vacation from like the next Monday on until Sunday, so the whole week. And I don't really want to go. It's with my sister, like our families basically. I kind of don't want to go because I'm already so fucking tired, and it's been one vacation after another, and I'm not complaining, but I feel like I'm pouring from an emptying cup. I really need me time to recharge. I really need alone time. I really need to just lay down, watch something, just calm down my nervous system. I really require that. If I don't have that, I tend to have like close to an autistic burnout or something like that. Why am I having hiccups, bro? Anyhow, and I have not really been doing that to the extent where I needed to be like happy, you know. I'm managing. I'm not depressed or anything. I'm doing fine, but the quality of life is like not at the level that I require or whatever. I'm spoiled as fuck, but so yeah, I got kind of recharged a little bit today, so I was productive today. And I hope this vacation does not suck, because I'm so fucking tired of just the physical stress of going somewhere, and then it's just not even like fun. Like the last vacation we went on to Italy, like whatever. Oh, and today my work fucking stressed me the fuck out in the morning. Like, I'm on vacation. I did everything I needed to do. I stressed myself out to have almost no loose ends for other people to pick up and whatever. I made a list of things that other colleagues will need to, continue doing, continuity of service, whatever. And they fucking lost my list because some colleague of mine deleted it by accident, I guess. And no one fucking looked in the, deleted folder. And they had to like ask me to please log in and check. And I was so overwhelmed by that I did not even think to look at the deleted folder myself. And so I had to write this fucking list again. And my daughter was like waiting for me to eat breakfast, and I was just so fucking stressed, man, for no fucking reason, only to then just on a whim find this file in the deleted folder. And I was just so pissed off. Like, I'm already glued to this fucking laptop. I'm already checking my fucking messages day and night because I'm so fucking paranoid due to some work trauma that I've lived through during the corona times. It's already so unhealthy for me that this fucking computer is standing there calling for me, I already always feel the call of the void coming off that thing. I'm already like working at non-working hours, and now I'm on vacation, and you really have to like add stress to my plight. Like, leave me the fuck alone, bro. But whatever. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could add, but I don't think so. At this point, I'm just rambling, and I'm fucking tired, and I need to go to sleep because I need to get up early with my daughter the whole week. And this is not vacation material for me. But of course, my boyfriend has a night shift. Of course he does. He could have had any type of shift that would allow me to, sleep longer. But of course he has the one that does not. But whatever. So yeah, guys, it's now been an hour almost. Love you.